Today's adventure begins here from the hotel room we're staying at, Los Angeles, Hollywood, California. As the recording of this Sunday, December 8, 2024. My mom and dad arrived last night from Florida. They are here with me, and we're going to be doing the VIP Universal Tour. My mom and I did it last year. My dad has never been to Universal Hollywood, so we're going to head down and do the tour, see how the day leads. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. Pretty excited about this. My dad has always wanted to check it out. Last year he was not able to go on the trip to Hawaii with my mom and I. My mom and I did the tour. My dad was booked on the tour for my mom and I to do last year. Now last year, my mother and myself got really lucky and we were able to go to Hill Valley, Courthouse Square from Back to the Future, which is a rarity. Usually they're filming back there. And I would say 7 out of 10 times, the tram does not go back there, nor do the VIP tours that drop you off and walk around there. But we got lucky last time. I'm hoping that we were able to do that today, because my dad likes Back to the Future. He also likes the Burbs on Colonial Street. I think of all the spots that we can get off, those would be probably the ones that he would be most excited about. However, he's just kind of going with the flow. He says whatever happens, happens. We're going to have some snacks when we get over to the lounge. And then we're going to have either Backlot tour happens first. The day is divided into 2 sections. Oh, here comes the shuttle. I got to go run over there and get on that. So we're just kind of go with the flow. Got to go over to the lounge area, and then from there, either do the Backlot first, then lunch, or the upper lot rides first, then lunch, and then the Backlot tour. Just going with the flow. Inviting you to join me. Glad my parents are here. Family vacation. It's kicking off. Join me. Shall you? I don't know. Well, I think I took this one time. I think I've taken this one other time. But to conserve walking, family's going to be taking this over. This is the Universal shuttle service that goes from the Hilton and drops off every 15 minutes over at Universal. They got a big wreath right here on the front. So, what is it? I don't know what that is. Like a big rack on the front there. You ready for this?
VIP, very important peoples.
That's what it stands for. It's what they got it.
That's what it stands for. Here we go. Off we go.
Are you excited to be here?
I'm not, no.
Okay. The first attraction of the day. First ride of the day right here. In fact, this is the whole thing.
Rolling right.
This is it. We'd go over and we'd go right back.
Come right back.
Yep. Yep.
When I trip, huh?
Yeah, wow.
This is kind of nice they provide this. When you're on this, you get to bypass the Westgate entrance and you just drive right through, because obviously the driver here has the credentials to pull right in. Our tour starts at 10:15. It's about 8:40 right now, getting here a little early so we can get a coffee up in the lounge up there. 8:40. Getting here a little early. Better get here early than to be rushed up there in the lounge. Yeah, it looks like they've rolled out the red carpet, not just for us, but for everyone. We're gonna walk over this direction. I was noticing yesterday, so yesterday's Sunday, yesterday was Saturday. I was noticing yesterday the sign said that Universal is completely sold out, and I would imagine today is the same. It's the holiday, it's December, holidays in full effect. So I would imagine on a weekend, and today being a Sunday, it's sold out as well. We're going over here to the entrance on this side. We're here at this awning, VIP awning, Universal Studios Hollywood Experience. Hello.
Good morning.
All right, all checked in here at the Glamour. Gonna go, there's a height check. I think we're all good on the height. We're gonna take the elevator up. I've never taken this elevator before.
You've never had old people with you before either.
Do we have to punch a button?
Oh, we gotta press
2?
yeah, go 2. Up to the lounge.
That would help.
Look at that.
We'll find out.
The VIP elevator.
What is?
That is for the Jurassic Park ride.
What kind is it?
It's just a poncho, because you get a little wet, but with that you won't get
But
wet.
is it a roller coaster type thing?
It's a drop ride. They have Christmas-fied the little lounge up here, which is nice. And again, they have complimentary beverages, snacks, things like that over here in the lounge. Hitchcock would be proud of all these items. Little croissants down here, a vegan salad bagel, a smoked salmon bagel. You got the regular croissants. You got some little sweet treats right over here in the form of strudels, chocolate chip cookies. You got the ice water. You got the maple sugar over here. You got some oranges, you got some eggs, you got some yogurt, you got some fruits and things like that. And then you also got the juices over here. All about getting a little coffee action over here in this lab. Now, I've done the RIP tour, which is basically the tour for horror nights. If you do that and you get here before HHN starts and you're using this tier of ticket, they do not have any snacks up here for HHN. So this is exclusively just for the daytime, non-Halloween events. So, Academy Award from The Sting, Best Picture in 1973. That is the Oscar right there. And I'm kind of noticing it looks as if the park is about ready to do their rope drop experience. You can kind of either sit inside to have your little snacks, pre-tour, or you can go out on the balcony, sit out there as well. There's really, most people are choosing to sit inside, but the balcony's open and you can see everyone's lined up for Universal Hollywood's version of the rope drop experience, which looks like the park's going to be opening very, very soon. I asked the guy if we're going to be doing the backlot first, or not the guy, but the person at the front of the check-in desk, and he said he believes we're going to be doing the backlot first, then lunch, and then the upper lot, which I always like doing the backlot first, so I think that's going to work out good. Whole inside area here. Look at this Phantom of the Opera poster. Looks like vintage retro. The Phantom interrupts the mass ball on the grand staircase. All right, making it over to the studio tour.
You can express access everywhere, all day, even after I say goodbye. But when you come up to each one of these attractions, you're in a vehicle several times, different things to see outside the windows on both sides at different points. Every seat's a good one. We're just going to leave this front row here available. Every other seat's a good one. Climb on board, make yourselves comfortable.
Nice cold water beer.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, grab her water, sir.
We're saying no, because we're a movie studio and they're filming in there, but it is arguably one of the most iconic sets we have in our lot, especially if you're an Oregon Trail generation member like me. You'll remember nice to set right away. And we get to visit a production facility the regular studio tour doesn't even get to drive by. Pretty exciting. Couple of safety rules you might see in the event of an emergency.
So there's two guides on one bus.
To assist you. We ask that while Angel
So we got
is
split
driving,
guides.
Sit back and relax. Emphasis on sit. Please stay seated and on your devices. This chest is full of water. Let Mark or myself do the lifting. The lid's a little heavier than it looks. And let's make sure we take our time going up and down these stairs because there is that weird diagonal step that tends to get people. It's usually your guide, but don't let it be you. Other than that, that's the safety rules, you guys. The first female director in Hollywood got her start right here at Carlin. On your left, Soundstage 12 was the longtime production facility for NBC's hit singing competition, The Voice. Any fans of The Voice? We'll be pretty close to their new soundstages in just a little bit. But besides The Voice, here's some other projects that have flown inside Soundstage 12. There are cast members and production team members hang out between takes. This particular production is the Max Series Hacks, starring Gene Smart, Richard Marcus, Christopher Splitter, the art filming today. On the way to work. They're filming on location right there. So they are working today, which, you know.
Get the car on there. They drive the car around on the back of that. Film it so that the actors don't have to drive.
That was featured in this scene from The Lost, including A Man on the Inside starring Ted Danson, which is on Netflix right now. Another Ted Danson series is The Mayor Planet. They produce a lot of great movies like La La Land, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. They also produce Broadway musicals.
There's
and
Hitchcock's Bungalow.
movie adaptations. Like
this bungalow used to be over where Jurassic World is now. They moved it over here years ago. But here's the bungalow.
This cast, y'all, is unreal. Cynthia Erivo is Alpha. Ariana Grande is Glinda. The Chef's Kiss. Jeff Goldblum is Mr. Boss. So good. This one has to be calling for my pick.
Oh
Lopez
my
versus Lopez.
gosh, we're going to Hill Valley. Oh, maybe not. No, maybe not. They fooled me. We're going in the soundstage.
We get to visit Soundstage 26.
I thought we were going to Hill Valley.
Dress for our brand new show called St. Dennis Medical, which Mark will be bringing us through. So a couple of the parameters. Into the quietness.
About 10% as loud as it was. 90% sound reduction just by walking through the door. Come all the way in. Come on. We're not alone. Come on in. And that's with those doors open. All right? As soon as those two doors are closed, I don't want to say it's 100% soundproof, but it is within a... Because you could be firing guns and have horses and people yelling and fighting. It didn't make any difference because you weren't recording any sound. As long as you didn't walk in front of somebody else's camera, it didn't matter. Once they started to record sound, it became much more complicated because in those early days, whatever the sound they got when they were filming the scene is what they had to live with. They weren't able to go back and change it in what is now called post-production. Whatever the sound was you got live when you were filming, that's what you had to live with. If somebody messed it up, you had to go back and do it all over.
Mickey. It's a hospital.
The youngster knows about this. I don't even have to tell you what this is, right?
Wow, looks just like a
what
hospital.
this location is. But how does something like this come to be? It usually starts with just a line. Information from the script goes to a production designer, who you can think of almost as the architect of this space. Draw up floor plans, blueprints, sketch out important architectural.
Obviously not a real elevator, but isn't this fascinating?
You'll be surprised when people are like, look at this.
Production assistant pulls a cord to open these up. Isn't that neat? Look through here.
Yeah, so go this way, pull out,
Okay.
and then you're gonna see that there is nothing.
Yeah.
That's the second story right there.
That's wild, yeah. Movie magic. All right, the name of the show is St. Denis Medical. All right, crossing my fingers that we go that way to Hill Valley.
I've never seen this show, but what about the other things? But they also use our backlot, which is where we are
Have any interior scenes anywhere but the hospital. But if they were, what they would do is they would get another soundstage. Usually productions will have 2 sound stages, and one will be the hero set like we saw, where
Gosh, we're
that,
going
you
back
see that
here.
set in every episode.
Oh my
and then
gosh.
another space,
Or at least
will
close.
have what we call swing sets that swing in and for an episode or out of an episode. Like if you see Alice
Home Alone 2.
house, you know, they'll just swing
Right
into that
here.
episode and then they'll put it in storage. So
Jim
you get-
Carrey
if
movie
you want
right
to see
here.
the outside of St. Denis Medical, people with your right-hand side.
They call Yes
That's
Man,
the
I think,
outside
with the
of
dog.
St. Denis Medical. So we're officially in our backlot. So they do exterior shooting, and actually, again, I watched the latest episode.
I am
this
so
morning
excited we are back here.
And they used this whole section. They made it just look like a parking lot, even though it's clearly just, you know, the outside of the hospital. But we're going to be traversing
Also, my dad
this
is
next part together. So
walking
watch
along
yourself
with a wheelchair so that he can sit. Just because there's a lot of sitting. That way there's no seat, so he's utilizing that to sit in, which is nice. Every stop off, they just have one he could sit in. And those are complimentary. They're included with the price of the tour.
We should always get that content moving before we go. Like, if anyone works in the medical field, I'm on vacation. Why did I have AIDS? No, my favorite was when I had AIDS. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. And this is a street where Annie
Sticky
met
Bandits
Sandy
were right down here.
from the movie musical Annie. And of course, I was telling June this. Over here is the exterior of St. Denis. So you'll see them go in to this building, quote unquote, but these are all facades. These are just the front and sides of the building. There's nothing in there. When you'll see a character go into that facade, and you see them carry on into the hospital, it's filmed at 2 different times. Because the inside is where we just went. So if anyone wants a group shot from St. Denis Medical, let us know. This is a good frame up for it.
Like I can see like the wooden stairs or something. How do you cover that?
Curtains.
Very high tech.
Literally put curtains on. They're all slats, and you can make smaller versions of that. So it looks like, oh look, that looks like an entryway, and they'll like decorate it so it looks like it. And especially too, if you're doing like a shot where all you have to do is that, see this director of photography move, frame the shot so all you see is the house. And then instead of schlepping all the way across town to a hospital,
always
you
feel
just
like
turn the
I'm
camera.
in Wayne's World when I do this.
You're in the hospital. You just put footage of people trying. That's very good to shoot house scenes that you are. Exactly that. So my friend Jim brings up a really good point. They don't production film scenes. Recognize actors right away. But what's really cool about what we're seeing now, so definitely get photos, is usually these walls are bare. This is some set decoration that's left over from a production that we cannot talk about. That was just here. Now here's the thing, Mark has been here for a lot of years, I have been here for a lot of years, and the reason we've been here for a lot of years is when they say, Danny and Mark, keep these projects secret, we keep them secret. The easiest way for a guy to lose their job is to be real cute and smart, be like, hey look, Harry Styles is filming over there. What told you? Harry Styles is not filming over there. Very real example.
Gotta check this out, Doc.
So it's a couple of things.
It's right around here.
During the weekend it won't be as obvious. If it's a secret production,
it's right around there.
Star, and if that star waves, I cannot stop you from taking photos of that star.
The shark still looks fake.
We renovated this area in 2008 to get all of these sets HD friendly. Added some cool things to the
There's a bunch of cars back here, so they might be filming. Oh my. Oh, skateboard chase right there. Lou's used to be right over there. It burned down, but this all kind of looks the same. Right around the corner was the Go Ahead and Make My Day section. Oh, I love this so much. I just want to like live in Hill Valley.
A lot of people ask that. And here's the thing. Josh said, this looks like where Toby's Spider-Man kissed Mary Jane's favorite person. That's upside down. Look, I'm simple man. Around the corner. Come on through this way. You're going to recognize this set right away, most of us. Don't say it, because not everyone's going to recognize it right away. We don't want to rob anyone of that moment. So, I'm going to talk in and around the production that most of us are recognizing this from. So this set is colloquially called Courthouse Square. It was used in some classic Golden Era films like To Kill a Mockingbird, starring Gregory Peck. One of my favorites from the Golden Era, Inherit the Wind, starring Spencer Tracy. If you love classic TV as much as I do, you recognize this from the
This is where Biff was driving his car down right here.
Where is everyone?
Smashing the manure truck.
An abandoned town, and it looks like everyone just disappeared, full of thin air. There's like food half eaten in restaurants, and cigarettes and ashtrays. And it's like, where is everyone?
The manure truck was right here. Right here was the manure truck. Skateboard chase. Of course, Gremlins. The first Twilight Zone episode. This was where the alley was here. Oh. Never gets old. Never, ever gets old. I'm walking in the same spot where Biff was going after Marty in the manure truck. It was right there. And these are still the same.
Still recognize it from Back to the Future. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make a little informal queue here. If anyone
really wanna
wants,
go up in
I'm
there.
sure a lot of people want photos of the courthouse. Make a queue right here. Mark is gonna get the photo for you. Or should we bring it a little further?
Let's do it up over here.
Let's go over this way. Follow Mark.
So the pillars are still in there. The doors are closed. So the facade looks a little bit different. That's where Doc was up there.
The same shot, slightly different angle.
But the trick of it is we all have to be on this side.
Yeah, come back in the photo, and then I can get the whole building on board. Come back over this way.
Give me a milk. Chocolate. Also interesting, there's a used car sign here because Zemeckis' film pre-Back to the Future, Romantic Stone, was called Used Cars. There's that famous photo when they were filming Back to the Future where Tom Wilson and Michael J. were here talking to people on the tram. You can look that photo up. People doing the tram tour. Of course, Gremlins.
Go to outside of Boston and Framingham,
From
Massachusetts.
Ted, okay.
They bring in
big statue of John Hancock and put it here. So they have that all decorated inside. You can't see the columns now anyway, actually, even when the doors are open.
Okay, gotcha.
Because they built a little vestibule of a high school.
So this is where the original tree from Back to the Future was. They put another tree here.
Well, or it's grown a lot in 50 years, but almost 50 years. But this was also where the light pole
Right there. Right over there where that pole
because
is.
the electric wire that ran from the clock tower on down was connected to the over here.
Yeah, right there's the pole. You can see where the electric outlet is there.
And then left to right, as you're looking at it, is where the DeLorean had to get up to him. Michael J. Fox started back down that way, accelerated left to right as you're looking at it.
It's about my favorite movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Everything will be fine. Right here. Right freaking here. Get the hell out of my car, old man. Right here. Right here. Biff was right here behind the tree that used to be here. The tree's been replaced. The manure. I remember that. And they got 10:04 up there, just like in the movie. Look at that. 10:04 next Saturday night.
This is decorated now for the TED film. This is going to sound like a commercial.
And these are the same stairs. These are the same stairs from '85 here.
Well, they've been rebuilt actually.
Oh, they have. Okay.
Because Ghost Whisperer built
That
the
facade.
box out that's around the original Fort.
So even these stairs aren't the same.
No.
Really? Okay.
built a box out around here. So you can see through the glass of the door there to the left. Usually you'd be able to see the original
pillar.
column there,
Yeah.
but Ted has built a wall in front of him so you can't see it.
So cool.
And these steps, because these steps are just wood, plastered wood, plastered and painted wood. They've rotted away and been rebuilt many, many times. That's not even guaranteed. Most likely you get to go through. And with all the activity back there, I'm sure on Monday we won't be able to. Tomorrow.
See the voice stage, Mom?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah?
She loves the voice.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have wanted for a few
That's
years.
not where it started. It originally was filming in stage 12, the big one we drove by. The first one was.
Remember Dirty Harry? Go ahead. Make my day.
Here's the restaurant.
It took place right there. So like that scene when the criminal's down there on the ground, he's laying against the side right there. And that's where Eastwood walks up and that scene takes place right there. Right next to Courthouse Square in Back to the Future.
How about that?
I know Sierra's a huge fan of Fast and Furious. But if you stop at Hobbs and Shaw, the scene where there's a big motorcycle chasing in London.
Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Well, I was wrong.
What were you wrong about?
There's no restaurant down there.
Well, they probably, I mean, they've changed many times over the years, so this has been used for so many different things.
Sure.
Uh,
I mean, you've probably seen this in 100 movies.
Probably.
Well, that's what's really cool is I have a couple of friends that work on the show. Yeah, there's a new show on Hulu called Interior Chinatown. It's so good. What they did was they used that part as a Chinatown. So at the very least, take a picture here.
Presley's last movie, A Change of Habit with Mary Tyler Moore. Obviously, a much different set that's there than what's there now.
So all this section here burned in 08 also?
The only thing in this whole area down here that didn't burn down in 08 were those two sides of the courthouse square over there that I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
All the rest of it.
So the Go Ahead and Make My Day scene started here, but this building's been redone. It's the same area as this new building, so I was kind of correct. I didn't realize Elvis's last movie was at a church that was filmed right there.
I've trained half the guys, so I'm trying to recommend. Oh, tile!
So get as many reference shots as you can, and if you'd seen anything that takes place in a major city, which is a lot of things, I think I've named all of the recent things that we can talk about. Interior Chinatown. Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's it. That's really all we can. That red building, that's where the main restaurant. And then over here on your left,
For the Toby Spider-Man fans, I know Sarah, Amanda, you guys are, yeah. I mean, he's great. I love them all. That is where Mary Jane Watson made her Broadway debut in Spider-Man 2. And in the same movie, Spider-Man 2, when they're having that scene, that hugely dramatic scene.
You okay?
So, are you okay?
I don't remember that.
Now, see, June, you probably remember the King Kong I grew up with when I lived here. For those of us in California, do you remember the big animatronic King Kong that would take his fist, breathe banana breath in your face? We're constantly updating in our interview. It's just like, I don't know if that was an upgrade. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a good baseline, though, for the motion simulators we'll be seeing later on today. When it came time for the update, Sir Peter Jackson called on his team at Weta Effects, formerly known as Weta Did Simulate, both Black Panther movies, all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, for the 17 and up crowd, all the Deadpool movies, including Deadpool and Wolverine, so good, and of course Isaiah.
17 and over.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine. You got cool parents. Look, I took my nephews and nieces to movies. They show them everything. Take a look over here. Take a picture of that because I'm completely Uncle Danny. Take a picture on your left. At one point, you might start watching a show called A Man on the Inside. Now here's, you saw it already. Oh my, it's already. It just came out. June, did you like it?
Yes.
It was really good, right? So it's June approved. Now here's the thing though. Michael Schur, if you like him, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Parks and Recreation, The Good Place, he created those shows. If you like Ted Danson, he's the star of that show, and of course June approved. So June, this is gonna blow your mind. Here's the thing. I know Sarah's like, Reba! We all love Reba, right? Now here's the trick with The Voice. They do film 2 seasons a year. So Reba was back for seasons 23 and 24. They're currently working on 25 and 26, and I think she's only doing 25. Another example, we're driving on James Stewart Avenue. Now, we all know who Jimmy Stewart was, right? Every man in the golden era film, It's a Wonderful Life, one of my favorite movies of all time. Do you know who Anna May Wong was? She was the first Chinese-American movie star. In her career, she fought for better representation of Asians on screen. I'm saying that a different way. She was a woman of color in the silent film era standing up to the studio heads. That's pretty badass. This next building is the Edith Head Building, named after one of the most prolific costume designers in our industry. The 4th floor is the costume floor, and the bottom 3 floors are the prop department, which is what we're about to visit. Yes, Isaiah, yeah.
He was from Oklahoma.
Oh, who was that?
He was from Oklahoma.
Reba's from Oklahoma. Can Mark verify that? Mark can verify that. Look, we are a dream team. Thank you so much, Isaiah.
He's a walking book.
He's clever. You're very clever. You fly planes. Knows the hometowns of celebrities. Great.
Usually you can't film in the prop department.
So here's the thing. Remember when Mark and I, take pictures. We've been saying take pictures this whole time. Like, this is over. And they show one picture and they're like, yeah, we don't want that. We don't want to be associated. Please do not put our name on it. But Reese's like, we do. And they're published. Yeah. So, and 40 years later, over 40 years later, without me, we can remember PhD loves Reese's Pieces. All right, my friends, we are 2 sound stages in one, isn't it?
That's not good.
Oh.
This thing's shaking.
If you really want to increase the drama of a scene, the romance of a scene, the fear and suspense of a scene, you can use the weather to really accentuate those things. If your character
Lady Gaga music video where Lady Gaga's standing right there on that mount. But I always think about Fletch Lives with this. The Noah's Ark scene where the guy's running down the water and the water's
But if you
chasing.
have to wait for the next time that it's going to rain in Southern California to film that scene, it's going to be a long wait. So you got to be able to create the rain in a very controllable, repeatable way on demand using a very old-fashioned technique, overhead sprinklers. Or rain towers, as they would call them on set. Sounds a lot more official. But that's how they do it, just that easy. Even in this day and age, sometimes the best special effects are still the simplest special effects. Oh my goodness. Look at it. Look at it now. Whoa! Look at
Just recently watched Three Amigos again.
They use it to make all the
They filmed a scene from Three Amigos right here.
Very ecologically friendly. Old Mexico, you might see things like Balls of Fury with Christopher Walken. The Jack Black comedy Nacho Libre in Three Amigos, directed by John Landis, was a distant alien planet not long ago in the Star Trek series Picard, starring Patrick Stewart as Jean-Luc Picard. But immediately adjacent to the old Mexico, the Old West, these are really, truly some of the most historic sets in Hollywood. This was the first area they developed on this property all the way back in 1914. But I want you to look here, focus on your left here. It says Opera House, that blue door. I want you to imagine Leonardo DiCaprio sitting in a chair on the right-hand side of that door. A young actress named Julia Butters sitting in a chair on the left-hand side of that door, reading a book. They have about a 10-minute long dialogue scene talking to each other, all sitting right there in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie, somewhere a little over half an hour worth of that movie filmed in and around some of the most historic sets in Hollywood. Some other things you might have seen over the years, Seabiscuit with Tobey Maguire, The Color Purple with Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg. From just a few years ago, a Disney movie, Saving Mr. Banks. Tom Hanks and Emma Thompson. This was the early 1900s Australian outback. They don't make as many westerns as they once did, but they still find a way to use this from time to time. You voted to delay, but now we are going to give you an opportunity to do something you only get to do on the VIP tour. We're going to take a restroom break. It's usually our most eagerly anticipated stop. This tent over here, by the way, is the holding area for the audience members of The Voice, the NBC singing competition show. The audience members come in, they'll have them sitting in that tent until they're ready for them on set, and then they walk them across the street right over there inside stage 30. If you don't need, this will be a short stop, so you don't need a restroom, so you can just hang out on board. Otherwise, it's still going to be probably about 20 to 30 minutes before we're back into the park close to a restroom again. Follow me, though. There's this little concrete building that kind of sits over here on your right-hand side. Follow me if you need the restroom.
This is interesting. Take a look at this. The Bionic Man.
Street, we just call it Elm Street. But the house that's right at the end with the green roof, that's the structure where the character of Boo Radley lived in one of our all-time classic movies, To Kill a Mockingbird, with Gregory Peck. Elm Street, also seen all the time on the show Parenthood with Craig T. Nelson and Peter Krause and Monica Potter. It's where one of the lead characters, Paxton, lives on the Netflix show Never Have I Ever from creator Mindy Kaling. On the right-hand side, this White House, known as Miss Mona's Chicken Ranch, after it was originally built for a musical comedy film, the name of which I'm not comfortable mentioning on the tour when there's children on board, that starred Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds. The adults can ask me about that later. I prefer to think of that house as the House of 1,000 Corpses from the Rob Zombie directed horror movie of the same name. The little street that runs over there to your left, you can't go down there today because they're working on the TED television series.
It's okay, though. I've got the Hill Valley.
Colonial Street was also known as Wisteria Lane when it was Desperate Housewives. When the Desperate Housewives was filming down there. On your left-hand side, the replica Lion Estates gates. Very painstakingly accurate replicas of the original gates that were created by a group of super fans to commemorate the 30th anniversary of the release of that movie. I'm not going to end with it. But surrounding it out, left and right, some very notable picture cars. A picture car is any vehicle that is on set that is seen by the camera, that ends up in the shot. Some of these picture cars become a lot more famous than a lot of actors. On the left, the gyrosphere now, that is from Jurassic World. And the second
picture cars down here now.
It's missing the sphere, because the sphere never really existed. It was a digital effect, computer-generated image. Bouncing over to your right-hand side, one of the stunt Ferraris from the classic Tom Selleck version of Magnum PI. A couple of Back to the Future cars there, including a flying Edsel from the distant future of 2015. Back over here to your, and the Weasley family flying car. We got 2 flying cars over here. That's one of 17 and a half different versions that they used of that car. Well, we got another one that's up in the park that you'll see. Bouncing over to your left, the black 1970 Dodge Charger, driven by Dominic Toretto. That is one of more than 50 different versions of that car that they've used in the making of those movies. But the car that you see Dominic Toretto, Vin Diesel, driving the very first time you meet him in the first Fast and Furious movie is that orange Mazda RX-7. His first race against Paul Walker. Then they took the same basic car, they put a different body kit, different graphics on it, and they used it again of the most ominous sets still standing in Hollywood. The legendary Bates Motel and Mother's House from Alfred Hitchcock's unforgettable classic Psycho, starring Anthony Perkins and Janet Leigh. Now, Psycho is a notable movie for a number of reasons, not the least of which, well, actually perhaps the least of which, it's the first movie to ever show a toilet on screen in an American motion picture. Up until that point, that had always been deemed as indecent to show the house, and this left side of the house that you're looking at right there. That's all that was
there's
used
Norman.
in the, it looks like Norman himself is out there. Because his mom is always yelling at him to clean up the backyard. Right behind Norman's house is one of the biggest sets ever constructed for a motion picture. The spectacular crash site set in Steven Spielberg's 2005 version of The War of the Worlds, 120 miles from here. The producers of this film, Paramount Pictures, purchased this entire decommissioned 747 for only a little bit more than $60,000. But it cost them well over $200,000 in transportation costs alone to get it here to the lot, put it in place where you see it here today. It's on screen for all about 4.5 minutes, much of which you'll see on the screens right now.
Oh, look who it is.
Get out of here,
Look.
Adam.
Wait,
I'm sick of seeing you.
You know my name?
2 years in a row. Get out of here. Yeah, I know your name.
That completes the backlot section. Now I'm going to do, looks like we're going to do a couple rides before the lunch buffet starts. I think we're going to start off here over in Wizarding World. Actually, we're going to start off with Fly the Hamburger first.
It is more than just a kiddie club. So you're going to get going a little fast as you kind of circle around in one direction and pop up, circle around. This is also the shortest duration ride of the entire night, including the slow part at the beginning, climbing up, slow roll in at the end, the ride at the end. All adds up, 58 seconds.
We are now outside, sitting in the buffet area. Over here, got the plates. We'll go to the buffet and get some food. Quite an assortment of food they have in here. I always highly recommend the buffet they have for this experience. You can go up as many times as you want. Savory items, dessert items, all kind of different items. I've done this a few times, and I was noticing definitely quite a few more options than I've had previously when it comes to the buffet, the all-you-can-eat buffet. But man, they got a lot of great options. Not only savory items, but dessert items. A few different things like some raviolis and some shrimp, some sushi, mashed potatoes, just a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, we are loading up over here. The drinks are right inside there. And you got, this is what I got: shrimp, sushi, a little curry chicken there on the rice. Looks like Mom got some mac and cheese, some potatoes. Dad loaded up over here. You got fries, pineapple, cheese,
Chicken tenders.
What did you ask Santa Claus for?
The same thing every year. A nice, relaxing coffee.
A nice, relaxing coffin.
Yes.
Oh no! Oh, is that who I think it is? Doc. We just went down the hill.
Scott, you're from where?
I am from there.
I've been there.
I've been to the future and have returned.
Scott, I'm out of time.
What time is it?
It's time to go back to the future.
All right.
88 miles per hour, 1.21 gigawatts.
That's
You
right.
know that girl?
I've seen her.
Yeah. You're
We-
from where?
She's from next door to me.
Yeah, where's that?
Down there.
Yeah. He doesn't like to talk too much.
No, that's his. We went down to Hill Valley, Doc.
Oh, you did?
We did, yeah.
You were at the clock tower?
We went to the clock
Gonna
tower.
be lightning tonight. I heard that.
Tonight.
Be there.
All right.
You know this guy?
Yeah, 55 years.
You're ready for sainthood.
No, right?
She's ready for what?
What?
For sainthood.
Sainthood.
Oh, yeah.
With me, yeah.
Well, yeah. Aren't you the mayor?
You think so?
You would think so. He acts like the mayor because he doesn't know where he is. Just kidding, man.
I understand.
I hope you're supposed to be eating.
You got distracted.
Yeah, you got good ears. His hearing's good. 55 years later.
Always good to see you, Doc.
Yeah, he probably says, "What was that, honey?"
You're right. Or what did you say?
Yeah, what did you say?
Can we get a picture, Doc, with all of us?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, how do I do that?
Let's get somebody to take a picture for us.
Having a good time. Wait a minute, you stand over here by me.
Oh, okay.
Great Scott. Yeah, hey, get your own. Ah, good seat.
What time is it again? Do you have the time?
Scott, I'm out of time. It's time to get back to the
All right.
DeLorean.
We'll let you get back to it.
Well, you have a good time.
See you, Doc. See you in the
Keep an
future.
eye on these two.
I will.
Stopping by.
Yeah. Have fun. When there's more food, dessert, enjoy.
And I was really hoping to meet Great Scott, Doc, here at Universal, and it worked out. Saw Dracula, and then Dracula left, and then Doc showed up from another place in time. Great Scott. Mom's trying to set her watch right here because we have to meet back up with the group outside. She asked me what time it was. Doc, do you have time for one more question?
Yeah.
Mom's trying to set her watch. She really needs to know what time it is.
Great Scott. Gigawatt. What year?
2024.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great Scott. It's about 18 after.
18 after. That's the top.
15 after?
That's the time you got?
No, 15 after.
I figure there's no better person to ask to set a watch to than Doc Brown.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, boy, now you're going to really be confused. Great Scott. Just keep eating. Great Scott. Yeah. I like this guy.
Always a pleasure, Doc.
Well, it was good seeing you.
Good to see you
I
too.
forget, you're from where?
I'm from Florida.
Yeah,
We're all from Florida. They're from Florida too.
Down there.
Yeah, other coast.
Yeah, you're one of those surfer dudes, aren't you?
Yeah, can't you tell?
I'll tell the city council, you said, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, have you ever been surfing?
No.
What about the beach? You go to the beach a lot?
I went to the beach once.
Once?
Yeah.
100 years ago.
They thought I was a whale and tried to save me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I decided not to go
Did
back.
they get you with a harpoon? Because I can take it out. It's still in there. It's okay, man. I'm going to vote again for this guy.
All right. See you, Doc.
I'll see you in Florida.
See you next time. Coffee out of the little buffet lounge area right there. These are actually running. These little Vespas are running. Going to meet up with the rest of the group. A little piping hot caffeinated beverage number 2 of the day. I'm going to head over here and meet up with the group. Oh, hello, Minion. Oh, hello. Hello, Minion. Hello. Good to see you. Oh, he's instructing you to go in, Minion. Get in there. Now heading over into the Waterworld show. We have separated from the group. Mom and Dad do not want to go down to the lower lot and do any of the stream rides down there like Mummy and Jurassic. So we've opted off to veer off and we're going to do one. And that's going to do it for today. Heading out now. The Universal Studios Hollywood VIP tour. We didn't do everything, but we did a pretty good amount of stuff. The biggest thing was focusing on the backlot. Got the little lunch. Did a couple of attractions. Now we're calling it a day. And heading out. I'm going to head down the escalators here. Down to the bottom. Walk across, back over to the hotel. One thing was unusual about the tram pickup thing, it drops you all the way halfway down City Walk. It doesn't drop you directly in front of the park entrance. So The reality is you just kind of go over to this section, walk across the road, and walk back up there. That's what we're doing. I'm going to call it a night. The sunset looks beautiful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.